Hey everyone, welcome back to another card with Create with Kay. I am so happy to be with you guys. We are doing such a fun month over here. We are making cards that make you laugh, and when I seen this set on the Brass and Bliss website, I was like, oh, this is the one. First of all, I constantly have requests for little girls for unicorns, so I was like, yes, I need this set anyways. And then when I seen that the unicorn was like farted rainbow or whatever, I was like, oh, this will be perfect for a card for the month of June. So definitely pick this one up. It's so cute. And like I said, perfect for like little girl birthdays and all that kind of stuff, or just cards to make people laugh. We are starting out with the stencil that probably gets the most use out of all of my stash. This cloud stencil, guys, is probably, like I said, I mean, I use this cloud stencil on an almost daily basis. um, I'm constantly using it. I've used it for clouds. I've used it for water. I've used it for like cotton candy. I've used it for a lot of different things. So if there's one staple that I would say you need in your stash, it's definitely a cloud stencil. And this one has 3 different sides. And then you also get the outline of the stencil that you can use because some people like to go down with their clouds, and you can use it that way too. So it's very versatile for such a low price range. It's perfect. We are using our Color Fuse Sonona, I think it was. But use whatever blue. There's a sky blue that I usually use. I just couldn't find my sky. I'm not sure where I put it in my craft room, but usually I use sky. It's the perfect blue sky color. All right, let's get out our Misties and get to, was I using my Misty here? I don't even know. I wanted a little bit of depth on this card. I knew it was a pretty simple card, but we wanted getting a little bit of depth is perfect. So we are going to use our cloud dies also from Brass and Bliss. And these are perfect to mix and match with your cloud stencil. I did do it a little wrong right there, but you're going to see that I made it work. I probably should have cut both edges straight pretty much, because as you can see, that one edge is obviously going to be the clouds, and I'm like, oh wait, I didn't want that. But did I end up recutting it? No, I think I just made it work. But yeah, you can do it however you would like. I did then do just a smidgen, whatever was left on my brush, pretty much I did for the clouds. I don't think that I ended up even putting it back in, but there you go. See, I just hide it behind there. We are going to pop those up with a little bit of foam tape. Again, I wanted a little bit of depth for this card because it was a pretty one-layered card and simple. And by simple, I mean not a ton of layers. Because I just did the coloring of the unicorn and stamped right down on the paper. You are going to see me put foam tape all over these cloud layers, and then because I totally forgot that I was only using the middle of it pretty much right here, because it was cut out for the long side of the card, not the short card, which is what I love about the cloud stencils, is that you can use them for both the portrait side and the landscape side. So you're going to see me here fix that, but nothing that cannot be fixed. I think I ended up having to move one. Yeah, I ended up having to move this one and slide it up under there, which is not always the easiest, but made do. Cutting off my edges to get those nice and sharp, and there we go. I loved how this card came out. It was so cute and honestly pretty simple. I think I did this card in under an hour. The unicorn is so easy to color because unicorns are white. Of course, you don't need to, keep it white. You could do like a pastel pink or, whatever you want to do. But you're going to see I keep it white and just do a little bit of shading to, emphasize some shadows and all that kind of stuff. You can see me, I'm going to struggle with this foam tape because I didn't do it right the first time, but we got it there. And you see that it kind of just literally like seamlessly goes in with the cloud die, but also gives us a little bit of dimension where we wouldn't have had that before. And I kind of wanted my unicorn to be like sitting on top of the cloud. So that was like my vision of that. All right, now let's get out our Misty, stamp down our unicorn, and we are using that phrase, oh gosh, I'll have to read it later, about the unicorn farting rainbows or something like that. Perfect sentiments. Check out Bliss and Bliss though. They have so many good humor sets, honestly. It is so good. They have lots of humor sets about Christmas, getting old. I use their humor birthday set all of the time. It has like, don't get old, it's a trap, stuff about like gray hairs. I love their humor sets. So don't, not everything has to be so serious about our cards. I mean, I think a lot of people, when they go in to buy cards at the store, buy a ton of their humor sets or humor cards. So definitely don't think that everything always has to be so serious on our cards. We can make funny cards too. All right, we decided to do, instead of doing like each hair color different or even the same, I decided to do a rainbow ombre of her rainbow going all the way down. So we started with the red in her hair, went to a pinkish, I think, then we go to orange. I am using my Ohuhu marker sets for this, and honestly, I just kept on picking colors that like a dark and one light of each color to make this happen. You can see I am talking a lot here. I tried to cut most of it out for you. There we go. So yeah, just a dark. You're going to see, I think I go back several times with this orange because I was trying to make it a little bit more darker. And I just wasn't getting the right shade. So you're going to see me go back quite a few times here to get that darker shade. Yeah, there we go. I'm like, nope, still not dark enough. So I believe I go in with one more orange, yep, right here. One more orange just to darken up right there to give that nice shadow. And it just adds dimension and adds, adds depth to your colors pretty much. All the other colors were good. So then we just went Roji Biv pretty much. So your orange, pink, or I'm sorry, red, pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I think I skipped one in there because I was like, we don't want that. All right, so I learned from my orange that I needed to go a bit darker. So we went with the darker green, especially coming out of that bum. And then to a lighter green. I also think that I went tip to tip. I was like, oh, that was a little bit too light, but going tip to tip is always a great if you don't want to go look for a third color. And honestly, these spots were way too small to be picking out 3 different colors for every color. So I was really just going with a dark and a light. And if they didn't blend very well, I was going tip to tip and getting it done pretty much. All right, into my blue, I was kind of trying to decide if I wanted to go like blue or like a blue, I always say like ocean blue type thing. And I ended up going with like the ocean type blue at this point, almost like teal-ish. I love how this card came out. It's so cute. I got to figure out who it's going to go to. But yeah, this is one that I can see honestly making again for the right occasion. Look at all those beautiful colors of markers. Look at that rainbow happening over there. Now we're doing purple, trying to choose my purple colors. Especially since Ohuhu doesn't have the best color range of purple. I really was like trying to figure out, they do have like a decent purple and then a lot of violet purples. Or like pink purples, I would say. So I was really trying to search in my collection for that purple. I didn't really want to go with the pink. I really wanted it to stay purple. So did that. Oh, it looks like I did 3 colors here. Look at me lying on myself. I think this is where, did I scrub this one out? I can't remember. Oh, no, that purple actually, yeah, it looks like I had to scrub it just a little bit, but that purple ended up pretty good. All right, look at our adorable little unicorn. I am going to take a really light, like I said, gray. Look, I'm showing all of my beautiful colors there. A really light gray to do the shadows. Oh, and I forgot his little horn. I ended up going through with each of the colors and just putting that down. Again, such a small little spot. You don't have to do much coloring. So if you are a little intimidated by coloring, this I think is a great one to start off with. Also, yeah, I just think that this is a great one. It's very little minimal coloring, and it's pretty achievable. Oh, I loved the little heart on its little booty. I thought that was so adorable. We just ran the pink right through that. Look, I'm going to show you my colors again. I was so proud of my colors. All right. Oh, and you know what? I do forget that I didn't go through with a gray. I totally forgot. I went through with a very light blue. You are going to see here that I move over to a Copic. I have about 5 markers right now that are Copics that I got during a Michael's sale that I am kind of supplementing my Ohuhus that I just feel that they don't have the color range, and the blue is one. And I do a lot of skies and a lot of my cards in my scene cards and need the very, very light blue, which I have a B000 and a B00, and that is what I used for my unicorn. I did forget that I did not use a gray. I wanted them to say bright, and I thought it would go good with the blue of the sky. So, all right, we're going to use our dies to cut this little guy out so easily. Absolutely, yeah. They line up so good and very tight. Brass and Bliss has been getting such tight dies lately on their images. I love it. Look at how little bit of a white space that is around that darn die. I do cut him out one more time just for stability issues. I knew I was popping him up a little bit, and he did have, his tail and then that, rainbow. I just wanted it to be a little bit more stable. So I did just glue 2 of them back together. I didn't feel like it needed a third. I just wanted a little bit more. And I think that this worked out perfect. Honestly, and I also think that it makes them stick out just a little bit. All right, so here is our sentiment. The sentiments of this set don't have dies, unfortunately. So I was like, ooh, I need to stamp this down before I get my unicorn on there. So I did go ahead and do that. Works very well on my Misty. If you don't have one of these, definitely I'll put a link below to one of these. Oh yeah, my sentiment is you are fabulous. Shoot, I should get out this. I actually think I have the stamp set still out. Let's see here. You are fabulous. I'm pretty sure you fart rainbows. I love that. It's so fun. I just think it's hilarious. So yeah, check this set out. Definitely love how this one came out. And again, just in the search bar, just put in humor and a bunch of the Brass and Bliss stamp sets will come up for you. And like I said, don't disregard the funny ones, because honestly, when I was selling a few of my Mother's Day cards this year, I had put ones in there that said thank you for not getting rid of me during my teen years, and so many people chose that sentiment. It was kind of funny, honestly. I think that, people, they might want the beautiful sentiments on the outside of the cards, but doing really funny ones or to make people chuckle on the inside works perfectly. Oh, it looks like I gashed my knuckle and never figured that out. I don't know what I did that on. All right, now we're placing our unicorn. I did forget that I wanted the rainbow to sit on top of the clouds, so I am moving my foam tape around here and putting him down. And otherwise, that is a wrap up on this card. Like I said, super simple card. Oh, I did go through and sprinkle Stella a Wink. This is just like a glitter pen. Because all unicorns need glitter, obviously. So it's hard to see in the photo, but honestly, in real life, this stuff just is so glittery. I think I try and show it to you a little bit. Yeah, it's so hard to show on camera. All right, guys, thank you all for being here and sharing this card with me. I will link everything down in the description below, of course, and I will see you in the next humor card here soon.